So let's jump right into the unboxing of the Lorcana trading card game Gateway box. Right off the bat, you see this book. It's called Rules, and it tells you right there at the very top, read this first. That's great advice. If this is your first time diving into the game, trying to understand how to play it, this rule book has got all the different aspects, all the different elements of what it means to play Disney's Lorcana. What the different parts of the card are, what your inkwell is, how you use abilities, challenging, all that kind of stuff that you need to know when you're wanting to start up and play a game with Lorcana. So if you pick this up, make sure that this is the first thing you read through it. I'm not going to go over it all right now, but definitely recommend that if you pick this up, go through and read this the whole way through. Next, we've got a Lorcana trading card game guidebook. And in this guidebook, it takes you through the different tasks that you'll do in playing the game. I don't want to spoil too much, but as you go through, there are different quote-unquote gates. That's why it's called Gateway. And the more that you do in accomplishing games, like if you exert or if you challenge or if you do those different things, then you are able to check boxes off and move on to the next gate. And so the point of the game is to really introduce you to the elements a little bit at a time, and then once you're familiar with that, once you're comfortable with that, move on to the next one. And so this guidebook really helps you walk through that process. So it is invaluable when you're playing through Gateway. Next, we've got a couple of tip books for the decks. Helps you understand what the different cards do and what your goal is with each of those different decks. Because it may sound strange, but each ink color serves a different purpose. And so you're looking to do different things depending on which ink color you are. And in the future, I'm going to do a video that talks about the different ink colors and what their real goal is, how they really manipulate the board or control it, or what they're trying to do when they play. The next thing we see is these little counters down here. They're cardboard, but you pop them out, and then when you challenge, you see they've got a -1, -3, -5. Those are used for identifying damage on characters that are not yet banished. And you're saying, well, what does it mean to be banished? So basically in Lorcana, what happens is you've got these characters on the board called glimmers, and they can either quest, or they can challenge, or they can do a couple of other things. But when they challenge another glimmer, depending on how much power strength they have and how much defense health they have, it determines whether they are banished, if they lose all of their health, quote unquote, or take all of that damage, or they just have those damage counters put on them. And so that's what you use those for. And then here at the top, we've got two little characters. You've got Mickey Mouse Detective, you've got Stitch New Dog, and then on the back, you've got Maleficent and Elsa. And you use these in the game for keeping track of where you are with lore on this really nice big playmat. It's big, and can't really get it all in the picture at once, but basically you can see 20 there up at the top. You can see there's a place for the deck and the discard, and then you're gonna fold it in half, and then you can see it goes to 1. And then you've got the cards in play, and then the inkwell, and then same thing on the other side for the other player. So that's really cool. If you don't have a playmat, if you don't know where the cards are supposed to go on the board, this is very helpful. And then the last thing that we've got in here, the last couple of things, these are stands, can't really see them, they're clear, that you put the little character cards on when you're moving them across the board for lore. And then finally, you've got the starter decks for the two different decks that you've got. You've got the Amber Amethyst and the Ruby Sapphire. And if you know anything, you know that you have to have, if you know anything about Lorcana, you know that you have to have 60 cards, but these only have 30. And the reason they only have 30 is because they are teaching decks, and they're designed to help you learn the mechanics before you go full-fledged in building a 60 deck. But you've got over here, you've got these little packets, and these packets contain cards that you will put in these other decks to help build that deck. And again, you'll learn new mechanics from each of these gift pack bags, excuse me. But they're designed to be opened when you get through each of the gates in the guidebook. So make sure that you're not trying to skip ahead and just opening everything up, because if you're really wanting to learn, it's going to be most helpful if you do it step by step. But this is just a brief introduction of what you get in the box.